Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is going to be a series of where I talk about spiritual facts and realities which people have not taught or are not taught, especially when you're given spiritual tools, but you're never taught about what is happening, how the reality shifts. Why do you have to do affirmations? What does mantras do and actually shift your reality? Why do I feel desperate and I run behind things? There's so many questions that we have, that we experience, but we never find answers. But I am here for you to help you out through your journey, through your spiritual awakening journey. It could be that you are experiencing awakening through various angles in your life. Maybe you have gone through something really difficult and you're asking these questions now. Or you have met someone and they have awakened your kundalini. Maybe it is a twin flame awakening. Or it is that you have gone through a near-death experience and you are now here to harness that truth and bring that truth into reality, but you're not able to bring the two worlds together. So there's so many ways, there are millions of ways that God can come through and the spirit can wake you up. But what starts happening is our mind is constructed by what the world has taught us. Then it starts contradicting from what you are experiencing inside you. Your heart awakens. Your heart is telling you something else. And you maybe even experience paranormal activities and you don't know, or you can't make any head or tail out of it. You are maybe listening to things and you don't know what is happening. So there's so many questions that I want to answer through this channel. But today I want to start with basics, the fundamentals. And this is what actually shifted and helped me realize that what we are told is, first of all, bullshit. And what we are told is to dim our light, is to keep us numbed out, keep us dumb. And it is benefiting some people, but it is causing harm to most. But if you realize this, you also realize that you have a lot of power. You are extremely powerful. And your power starts awakening. And when your power starts awakening, then you need to know how to channel it, harness it, and bring it for the good. For the good is more important because I am for the good. I know I am for the good, and I realize that because I could even smell bullshit in places where they would say that this is for the good, but it was never for the good. So I needed to thaw over and see the whole system, and I had the ability to go and check out the intentions and check out the basic principles and the values on which any organization or any leader is coming from, which is great power. But I'm not saying that you cannot cultivate that for your life. You need to cultivate that first within yourself. Once you start purifying your own intentions and purifying your own system, you will build faculty that helps humanity. So I want people who are maybe at that stage that they don't know what to do with their spiritual powers and their awakening. Maybe they start going on social media and they think, what if I can make some bucks out of it? Before you do that, your spiritual awakening has a purpose. And first, it has a purpose for you. So let's begin. Today's topic is going to be, how is reality built? Especially just your human body and your human reality. And then we will talk about, how organizations are built, countries, things like that, they are all carrying the same blueprint. So I put this plant over here because it looks good until I'm talking. So I'm going to keep it aside and go over to the whiteboard. This is important because a lot of times, we want to understand through diagrams, but diagrams are also limitations because they are only two-dimensional. But our visualization, our reality, our truth is more 3D. Our eyes right now are tuned to 3-dimensional, but they are obviously infinite dimensions. Okay, so we will talk about that more later, but right now I'm gonna show you how a physical body, a human body, is made. Basically, what are we made of, right? So Tantra also divides this into 5 layers, but I'm gonna make it very, very simple for you. So we are human beings carrying this body of flesh and bones, right? That's what we can see, that's what, but we also realize that we are spirit. Okay, what is happening to our spirit? Okay, so when you are birthed into a physical reality, your layers of consciousness look like this. So we have the causal body, which is the biggest part of you. Okay, and that carries the programming of ideas, beliefs. Let me write that in red. Beliefs, ideas, systems. Okay, right? So that is the causal body, and it's the biggest part of you. And I will explain how this all interprets. I'm gonna just listen to this basically first. Then comes the astral body. Astral. This has thoughts and emotions. Thoughts and emotions. Okay? Emotions. Right? And you can call it like the emotional body as well. And then comes your physical body, which is the smallest part of you. Can you believe it? You used to think that your physical body contains the soul. No, it's the other way around. So your soul is beyond the causal, by the way. This is the structure of how you create the physical reality. Your physical reality is part of your physical body. Your physical body is actually an amalgamation of this. And I need to draw this diagram like this so that you understand. Okay? Within one causal body, there could be more astrals, and within more astrals, there could be more physicals. Okay, we will get that to another time, but we'll just take one individual so that we understand how we're built. Based on your belief system, you create thoughts and feelings. Based on your feelings and thoughts, you create your physical reality, including your physical body. If you have a thought or a belief that I need to be large in order to protect myself, then you will start expanding and becoming XL and L in size. Actually, it's going to be like that. Sometimes you create beliefs and ideas from fear. I'm going to write that. So causal can have beliefs from fear or from love or God. Let me put God, not even love. Love is also like misunderstood vibration on earth. So let me say God, or purity, consciousness, peace. This is what the purity consciousness is, what we are innately. We don't need to program ourselves. Fear is a programming. It not only happened in this lifetime, many lifetimes. So when we talk about lifetimes are happening in this place. Astral to physical, astral to physical, astral to physical. Okay? It has got nothing to do with time. When you die, you obviously leave all the bodies and enter the kingdom of heaven, right? But you re-enter the body through the causal and the idea, right? And that idea and the causal is built by your karmas. Okay? Your karma. What is karma? Deeds, bad deeds, good deeds. That's the simple plain language people have used to explain it to you, but it is not the deeds. This is something people have misunderstood, and unfortunately they have wasted a lot of time on their life and life on earth. They believe that, or the pundits have made you believe that karma is something you have to live through, you have to recreate in order. No, karma is simply lessons. It's simply choices that you made. Okay, karma is choices. Okay, so these choices are either coming again from fear or coming from love. The choices that are coming from fear create karma. Okay, as simple as that. Choices coming from fear is creating karma. Why? Because fear choices are vibrations that are causing disturbance in the universe. And the universe, which is ruled and governed by God, says, correct that please. So therefore, it goes back into your diary. So then, based on your karma and the things you need to learn, you come through a causal body, a belief system. Okay? And that belief system then causes you to take on an astral body, thoughts and feelings, and then you physicalize your body as you are born. Now, that is the reason why we say that most of your karma is sitting in your family. How come? Because in your family, especially your, like, this is you, okay, your mom, your dad, and your siblings, okay, small ones and big ones, okay. These are all coming through almost the same causal. You share the causal. That's probably the reason why you share the same kind of beliefs almost. I'm not even saying 100%, maybe 80%. And that is the reason why you take on the same religion as well, because it makes sense to you. It's not because you're born in it. But that became sort of a rule later on. And yes, people have ventured on onto changing their religions because they want to break this causal and they want to break their karma. That is why you change your religion. That is to learn more lessons that you haven't learned. And this is, I'm going to talk about this in the coming videos. But understand that your causal, which is your beliefs and your karma and your lessons, are in your family. So in the same family. Okay. Now, you may feel like, I don't feel really connected to my family. My family is not that close to me. Maybe because you have come to a place of breaking your belief system and you're ready to actually meet your soul family, or more or less meet the next level of causal, which is the next level of beliefs that you have created that need to be broken. More and more you are able to break your causal, you are able to affect your astral and your physical. What happens is, most of our healing work happens in the astral. Okay? It makes us feel good. It makes us, reality also shifts for some time. But what happens? If your causal hasn't shifted, you will again recreate the same astral and you will recreate the same physical all over again. That is why when people are, connected to a guru, they feel good, and then when they disconnect, they feel bad. Because they were living off that grid of what the guru had created. But guess what? Those who are able to recognize it, they are able to rebuild their causal and they are able to go to higher levels. And I will teach you all of that, how to do that. But for today, I'm just going to give you an example, an idea, so that this sits in your mind. Now, when you're creating your reality, people will tell you, oh, you need to change your identity, do an identity shift. Or they will tell you to change your mind, change your thoughts. They are all coming from astral. But yes, identity is related to the causal. But just changing the causal will not make the difference. How do you actually totally transform and shift your reality? It's not through just speaking affirmations or even changing your choices. You do change your choices, yes, But the total alignment shift happens when you're ready to break the causal and allow divine to take over, and that is a whole new game altogether. And this is a game that the rishis, the maharishis, they understood, and they kept breaking the barrier, and they also felt that we could not fit in this world because nobody will understand us, and there's like a lot of disturbance. So I will go into the Himalayas and do this. They are really having fun, by the way, guys. Do you think that they're doing something boring? They are the people who have most fun. Not even the people who go to rave parties or, are flying jets and like having rich parties. It's boring to them because the fun that they're having it's tremendous. Because when you do these shifts and you realize that your experiences shift, it's not only just making you powerful, it is also changing your experience every time. It is purifying your experience, it's purifying your experience. So I know I have talked about a lot of theory and I have not given you any practice or any practical how to actually simply change your reality in small ways. But if you understand how to do it in small ways, you will reconstruct it and start doing it in bigger ways and bigger waves. Okay, I feel I have spoken enough for the first day, but I do want to continue this series. So definitely subscribe, and I want to go deeper here. Just let me know in comments if you understood this or you have more doubts and questions. And I'm glad that you have more questions, because this is meant to just trigger something in you and give you this understanding that you are not just a physical body, a victim of the government, or victim of the rich, or the victim of, no, you can actually make the shifts. And it's beautiful that it actually in our shastras, in our in the scriptures that have been given to us, the secret is there, it's there. So guys, yeah, watch this channel and let me know how did you digest this, and do write your questions in the comments so I can make more videos and give you more description and go in depth into this. And I have a feeling that this is quite enough information for you. But we will talk about reincarnation, we will talk about karma and how to clear your karma and how to make changes in your reality and actually experience bliss. All right, guys, keep watching, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next videos. Take care. Bye.